Hello my fellow gamers, Gamerdude back once again with another episode in our Just the Facts series. So as always with these episodes and with my new live streaming capabilities being back because, you know, my tooth isn't killing me, I want to first open by saying to my entire community and the entire world, I hope you're all keeping well and staying safe. You know, we're all in this together as a species, and we must seriously adhere to the guidelines the governments of the world have been setting out for us. I mean, now lockdowns are being eased and in some cases lifted. We still have to be aware that we're still in the midst of a pandemic. So you're still not completely safe when you go outside. Every time you go outside, you risk your life. Every time you take a breath, you risk your life. So please just stay safe and take your time, really. You know, don't rush straight out just because you can now. I would also like to pass on my deepest condolences for anyone watching in the future who may have lost a loved one due to the C virus. I do know what you've been going through. My gran came down with it. It's a horrible experience to endure. You're just clenching that phone, just hoping for a call that will never come. You know, sadly your loved one's passed away, and unfortunately you can't even be with them because the virus is so contagious. If you were to step foot in the hospital, it's likely that you would get it yourself. So I do understand what you've been going through, and I express my deepest condolences to all. So then, today we are going to be looking into definitive proof that this generation of consoles, and I say consoles but I mean console because this is a PlayStation channel, so I'm going to keep this strictly to the PlayStation, is indeed winding down and closing its doors, ready for the next generation system due out later this year. Now, the first huge clue, and a lot of you have probably noticed this, would be the incredible and increasing amount of remastered games or games getting remade. I mean, sure, we have The Last of Us 2 coming, Ghost of Tsushima, and of course the Avengers game coming out this year. But it would seem like those are the last big titles that we're going to see from PlayStation 4 this year. And even they'll probably get ported onto the PS5. Last of Us Part 2, most definitely. But if you look at the bigger picture, there really aren't that many titles coming to this dying generation aside from the ones I've just listed. So without further ado, let's get into detail on what I actually found. So if you are indeed looking for definitive evidence that this generation is winding down and you're just thinking, oh, Gamerdude, you're bullshitting, no, there's plenty more to go around for this generation. Well, the world is awaiting for Sony to reveal more about the PlayStation 5. There are currently only 5 new games available to pre-order on the PlayStation Store as of when I'm recording this video. Those titles are The Last of Us Part 2, because, you know, when it got postponed, they cancelled everybody's pre-orders, so now you can pre-order it again. Don't see why they cancelled the pre-orders if they were just going to say, oh yeah, we're going to postpone it indefinitely, but then bring it out again next month. So we're just going to cancel your pre-order, so you've got to pre-order it again. Whatever. Moving on. Otherwise I could talk about that all day. We also have Ghost of Tsushima, Marvel's Avengers, Cyberpunk 2077, and Wasteland 3. I didn't even know there were 2 other games of Wasteland, so Wasteland 3 is new to me. But the entertainment role-playing game isn't even available in Europe, that being Wasteland 3. Oh wait, yeah, that's probably why I've never heard of it. Yeah, that makes sense now if it's not available in Europe. So if you're American, please tell me what it's like. Is it any good? Anyway. So that just means for my region of the world, there are only 4 upcoming titles available for pre-order. This will no doubt change as the year goes on. You know, of course we're going to get a couple of extra titles, but they're not really going to be new, are they? They're going to be remakes or remasters. I mean, the only other game that we could possibly see come onto the pre-order store and get announced is the new Assassin's Creed game, which I believe is going to be called Valhalla. But don't quote me on that. If I'm right, just leave me a thumbs up, you know, because I'm not always right in these videos. You guys know I'm not one of those gamers that says, "Oh yeah, I'm always right. Listen to me. This is fact. This is pure fact." I do these Just the Facts videos. Yes, they're called Just the Facts, but some of it is taken from Reddit posts. Some of it is taken from controversy. Some of it is taken from the internet. Some of it is taken from actual posts. So some of it is mixed in with fact and rumor. So I can't always be one of those guys that says, this is right, continue listening to me forever, like Mr. Boss for the win. Enough said. So, moving on. The next round of sports titles should be announced rather soon. Minus WWE, that is, because WWE 2K20 was an absolute bomb. It completely failed. I mean, yes, it met the sales quotas, but when people got it home and started playing it, it was completely broken. It looked like a game that was still in the beta testing phase. It was just god awful. I mean, I share played it with one of my buddies, and it was terrible. I mean, there was one instance where the guy was coming down the entrance ramp, and all you could see was his mouth and his eyes and his hair. Well, obviously he had a body, but it wasn't very well rendered. And then when we got in the ring, it was just moving around all over the place, bouncing all over the screen, so it was really fucking broken. So, as you can imagine, WWE 2K21 has been cancelled in favour of an AEW game. So that should be interesting. Nevertheless, the PS Store has, well, it's played historically to host dozens upon dozens of pre-order options. Sometimes the pre-order gets leaked on the PS Store before the game even comes out. It is, of course, later removed, but it still ends up being there, and then it's all over the internet like, oh, look what's coming out soon. It dropped on PlayStation Store or Xbox Store. It's there for pre-order, and now it's not, so we know it's coming out soon because otherwise they wouldn't have leaked it as a pre-order. You know what I'm saying. If you're a gamer, you know this. It is rather strange to see the release schedule so thin. I mean, I realise we're in the middle of a global pandemic and we can't expect much right now. But as countries begin to ease lockdowns, in some cases lift them, people are going back to work, you know? And if there are any new games coming, no doubt the developers have been working on them from home. Obviously, they've not been able to do any mo-capture work if that needed to be done, or any tweaks in the voiceovers and whatnot, because you just can't do that stuff from home. But if they did have all that done and anything was in the works, then it still seems unusual that we haven't really seen anything. You know, we haven't heard anything on anything definitive, really. But publishers are clearly waiting for the PlayStation 5 to be properly unveiled. There are some events set to take place all through this summer with the cancellation of E3 due to the C virus. But we're still not sure if that will happen, because given how moronic the governments of the world are being, I anticipate a second wave of this virus before too long. But it is anticipated that Sony will open up in late May or early June, although we're nary to hear any firm plans from that platform holder just yet. And yes, I just said nary, and I shall never be saying nary again. So I think that's about all I could find for this episode. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Do you think it's too soon for developers to suddenly just give up on this generation? I mean, like I said, this is purely a PlayStation channel because I do all my videos through the PlayStation, live stream from the PlayStation. I don't own an Xbox. I've never owned an Xbox. And, you know, it's just... The thing is, I never liked the Xbox, so I've always been a PlayStation guy. Anyway, before I turn this into a console war and people in the comments go crazy at me, let me get back to my point. The whole reason that the console, well, not the console generation, but the game generation of this generation is dying, is because we've had so many great titles since the PS4 was released. We've had Spider-Man, Death Stranding, Days Gone, Crash Bandicoot remake. We've had so much. Not to mention the continuation of Telltale Games before they sadly shut down. You know, we got The Walking Dead, the final season, which was absolutely fantastic. I know that was cross-platform, but it was still what I consider a console like a console privilege. If you owned whatever console you played it on, it was still a privilege to own it. Same with all the other Telltale games. But yeah, once again, let me know in the comments what you guys think. Do you think it's too soon for them to just up and leave this generation, given the fact that we are expecting a new generation? But do you think it's too soon for them to just say, well, that's it, it's done, it's had its day? Or do you think this generation will continue into next year with or alongside the PS5? You know, making cross-platform games such as bringing back The Last of Us, the first Last of Us game, and putting that on the PS5 with updated graphics. Because, yeah, we had The Last of Us on PS3, fantastic on PS3. Then it came back again on the PS4 as a remastered version, which, again, was fantastic. It was still beautiful. But imagine it remastered again on the PS5. I mean, I know it doesn't make sense to remaster a game 3 times for 3 different generations of the same console, but still, it would be fantastic to see it alongside the PS5 version of The Last of Us 2, which is just definitely going to happen anyway, because I still get the feeling it's going to get postponed again. But just drop me a line in the comments, if anything, really, it's just a debate. Is this video? I don't even think I could count it as a Just the Facts video. But at the time I'm recording this, it's I didn't really manage to find much gaming news because this virus has just halted everything gaming related. We're getting news of remastered and remake games coming out, like Destroy All Humans and Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 now. But what's the point of them? Destroy All Humans, that was an iconic classic on the PlayStation and Xbox. I still remember the commercial for it. It was like, Destroy All Humans for PS2 and Xbox. It was just the dude's voiceover that sold the game for me, And it's games like that really define you as a console gamer. You can be an MMO guy, you can be an RPG guy, you can be the type of guy that just likes going online and killing people. But the fact remains, you're still a gamer, and you still have a valid opinion no matter what platform you're on. I mean, yeah, I've said I don't like Xboxes, I'm contradicting myself there, but still, you get where I'm coming from. But before I continue rambling on about absolute nonsense, that is it for this episode. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I hope I gave you an inside look into the future of this generation. So, as you guys know, I'm back at the live streaming gig. I've got a handle on my toothache. My tooth is no longer in agonizing pain. I can coherently speak. I can actually eat again and drink fizzy drinks. God, I have missed fizzy drinks. So, that's the thing, I've been live streaming Life is Strange. Granted, I've not been doing commentary because it's a new game for me, but most assuredly, when The Last of Us comes out, I'll be doing that. I was going to keep this a secret, but I figure, what the hey, I'm going to do a full long play of the first Last of Us game a day before The Last of Us Part 2 drops, so make sure you check that out. It's going to be really fun. I've done The Last of Us Part 1 before on the channel, but I did it in parts. If you guys want to check that out, it's in a playlist for you guys. Just head over and check it out if you fancy. So yeah, shout out to all subscribers, old and new. Thank you so much for helping me reach that goal of 1k. Let's see if we can reach 1.5 by the end of the year. If I could reach 1,500 subscribers by the end of the year, that'd be super dope. I mean, I've got 1,084 at last check. So we're getting close, we're close to 1,100, so let's keep going. Let's see if we can keep going. If you enjoy my content, just share it around to your friends, tell your friends, and just, tell them I do anything gaming related, and I do upload some random hilarious moments every so often. But of course, I will still continue to bring you the best content I can. And once again, let me know if you guys want to see anything in particular from me. I'm going to do another Gamerdude hangout and chat stream fairly soon, just to check on my community as well, to see how y'all are doing from the C virus outbreak. If you are, of course, new to the channel and enjoyed this video or any of my other content, make sure you smash that like button and drop me a subscribe. I always sub back to new subscribers. And don't forget, all of my videos are in a playlist for your convenience. I will, of course, be continuing the Sims videos as well, because you guys seem to enjoy those. Another Drake and Josh upload coming tomorrow, as well as a live stream later in the day, so do check that out as well. So yeah, that's it then. So this has been Just the Facts with yours truly. Happy gaming, and I will catch you all in the next one, guys.